You wanted the best, and you got the best. The hottest band in the world.
Smack 'em a gob, everybody. Hey, it's Black Sabbath Sunday. And let me tell you, man, I have been so busy lately that look at all these donations I got to do. I'm going to tell them all before we get into the track by track that Joseph asked for, just to give you like a little taste of what's coming. All right, King Dinosaur. He wants me to put Thunder in the East versus Fastway's first album. Then he wants me to put Kiss Dynasty versus Renegade from Thin Lizzy. Nothing Face from Voivod against Celtic Frost Into the Pandemonium. All that's King Dinosaur. Bjorn Rune Nilsson. By the way, these aren't in order. You know, some are older than others. I put them all up in order. Bjorn Rune Nilsson wants me to review the new Bruce Dickinson More Balls to Picasso. Greg Lowry wants me to put Shout at the Devil versus Out of the Cellar. And he also wants me to put Def Leppard's Hysteria versus Back for the Attack from Dawkins. Alright, then we got Joseph wants me to put the first Kiss album versus Ride the Lightning. Man, there's a lot of donations coming your way. I'm still not done. Then Joseph wants me to put Shout at the Devil versus Aerosmith's Pump. King Dinosaur wants me to review Northwest Metal Fest, which is a compilation album that I did do before on a track by track. Dennis Turney Jr. wants me to put Widowmaker's Stand By for Pain versus Striper's Fallen. And Dennis Turney Jr. wants me to put Fleetwood Mac's 75 album versus Cheap Trick's Heaven Tonight. Dennis wants me to put Road to Ruins. Oh my God, the Ramones versus Letters to Cleo. That's awesome, dude. Meet Fish Wholesale. I love that album, but I don't know if it's going to fare well against the Ramones. I got to do the track by track. I haven't yet. So now, all right, now we're done with the previews. It's like you just walked into the theater and watched the preview. Now we're getting into the main movie, all right? The track by track. Joseph wants me to put Kiss. Oh my God, Kiss versus Black Sabbath's Headless Cross. Creature of the Night versus Black Sabbath's Headless Cross. I gotta tell you, this one was tough because I love them both, but this was tough. I gotta tell you right now, a lot of great songs lose. Just so you know. In my opinion. Alright, we're starting with Creature of the Night versus The Gates of Hell, which is, you know, like a little intro. It's whatever. Creature of the Night easily wins. Next. Satan Sinner versus Headless Cross. Gotta go with Headless Cross on that one. Again, great song, lost. Then Keep Me Coming versus Devil and Daughter. I love them both, but Devil and Daughter. My God, what a voice Tony Martin has, man. On that song, it's like, God. And that's not even the best vocal performance on here. That's later. That's the last song. Well, I have to add a bonus track here. Nightwing is the best vocals on this album, I think. But, yeah, I'm giving that to Devil and Daughter. Next, Rock and Roll Hell versus When Death Calls. Another one from Sabbath, man. I love When Death Calls. All right. Next, Danger versus Kill in the Spirit World. Black Sabbath again. Again. All right. Let's pick a random album, shall we? Let's go right here. Right here, damn it. The very first Paul Di'Anno, Battle Zone. This is awesome. So is The Children of Madness. I got that as well. I gotta tell you, man, my favorite Paul Di'Anno solo stuff, he did After Maiden. is Architect of Chaos. That's my favorite. But I love this. I love Children of Madness. I love Nomad. Killer. I loved all that shit. Rest in peace, Paul Di'Anno. By the way, Sid Phallic was on that album, who later played drums in Overkill. On the best Overkill album, in my opinion, Years of Decay. Alright, next. I Love It Loud versus Call of the Wild. Easily I Love It Loud. I don't like Call of the Wild. Never did, never will. That song will not grow on me unless it grows on me like a fungus. Alright. Yeah, finally I'm getting another one to Kiss. Next. I Still Love You versus Black Moon. Now here's the thing. Alright? Black Moon, even though it was a B-side off the last album, this is a different version, but it's, it was a B-side before. Black Moon is my favorite song off Headless Cross. Now that I think about it, I didn't think about this before. Is it my favorite because it was supposed to be on Eternal Idols, which is my favorite album of Tony Martin? Maybe that has something to do with it. Because there is a certain vibe to Eternal Idol that's not on Headless Cross. Let me put it this way, and in no way I'm bashing Headless Cross. I love that freaking album. I bought the box set, that and the CD version. And I already own this, Headless Cross on the IRS, I have all that crap. But man, Black Moon, I love that song, but it loses. It loses. And here's the weird thing, what it loses to. It loses to I Still Love You, which I only like that song on Creatures of the Night. Actually, I love it. I hate the live version. Always have. That one will, well, shit, Paul can't do that anymore anyway. With all those stupid vocal gymnastic, it was like listening to my, what is it, Christmas, Mariah Carey's out? They thought out Mariah Carey early this year? Because it sounds like him doing Mariah Carey like, I still love it. Hated it, but I love it on here and it wins. Alright, next. Killer versus Nightwing. Like I said, Nightwing is the best vocal performance on here. Killer rules, but it loses. I'm giving it to the mellow. And I love the heaviness of Killer. But I'm giving it to the mellow Nightwing. Alright, so I have to add the bonus track Cloak and Dagger versus War Machine. I'm overlooking all the tracks right now. You know what? War Machine would beat every song on this album, including this bonus track. Cloak and Dagger, I can understand why it's a bonus track. I still like it more than Call of the Wild, but if it was on there instead of Call of the Wild, it'd still be my least favorite. War Machine beats everything on here, so War Machine wins. So Joseph, there's the final score. There you go, man. Headless won by 1, but side 2, Creatures started coming back. But anyway, what do you all think? Leave it in the comments below. Creatures or Headless Cross, put it in the comments below. And thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Joseph. If you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And if you like the video, press like, okay? Because it's good for the YouTube algorithms. Please subscribe to my channel. Ring the little notification bell. And stay frosty like Joseph Manella. Listen to Black Sabbath, Headless Cross. Hey, put on Creature of the Night if you like that as well. And schmack 'em a gob.